Today's ELA lesson is using figurative language to describe. Have you ever heard the expressions quick as a wink, proud as a peacock, or so hungry I could eat a whale? These are examples of figurative language. Figurative language is not literal. No one can eat a whole whale, but it is a great tool for creating vivid descriptions. You will identify figurative language in reading, explain how figurative language adds interest in texts, and describe and compare similes and metaphors. We have 4 new vocabulary words for this lesson. The first one is figurative language. These are words and expressions with a meaning beyond the literal meaning. Next word is metaphor. A metaphor is a type of figurative language that compares one kind of object or an idea to another. Similes are a type of figurative language that uses the words like or the word as to compare two unlike objects or ideas as being similar. Word choice. An author's use of specific and accurate words to show the reader what is happening instead of telling the reader what is happening. The term figurative language refers to words that don't mean exactly what they say. They are used to describe something. For example, if you say the dancer flew across the stage, you do not mean that the dancer is actually flying. Dancers can't fly, but the dancer may be leaping so high and so far that he looks like he is flying. By saying the dancer flew across the stage, you are using figurative language to describe those great leaps. Similes and metaphors are types of figurative language that compare two things. Similes use the words like or as to compare, and metaphors are a direct comparison. Simile. The football player was fast as lightning. Metaphor. He was lightning on the football field. Both are comparing the speed of a football player to the speed of the lightning. Word choice. When you want to describe something, figurative language is helpful, but word choice is also important. Good word choice means that you have chosen the best possible word to describe something. Was your first day of school good, or was it exciting, or fun, or exceptional? Did you go to the playground, or did you skip, race, or hurdle to the playground? Paying attention to word choice can make writing more interesting and descriptive. Question 1. Which description of a swimmer uses figurative language? He jumped in the pool and swam to the other side. He swam like a fish. He swam faster than all of his friends. Figurative language makes writing more interesting. Sometimes you need to pay attention to the words to find out what they mean. Figurative language can be found in books, movies, songs, and advertisements. But even when we talk, we often use figurative language. Do the do. That is an alliteration. Red Bull gives you wings. Elsa, don't let them think that you are the monster that they think you are. Have you ever heard anyone say, "I am healthy as a horse"? That person is comparing himself or herself to a strong animal. A local museum might tell you to visit. A visit will be a time travel expedition into the past. But you are not really time traveling, are you? The advertisement is using figurative language to show how much you will see and learn about history. If your teacher described you as a ray of sunshine, is she saying you are happy and cheerful or sad and quiet? Since a ray of sunshine is bright and usually makes people happy, your teacher is using figurative language to say that you are bright and cheerful. Question 2. Which is an example of figurative language? Choose the correct answer. You are my sunshine. Today will be a sunny day. The sun sets in the west. Question 3. Which example of figurative language might be used to describe an organized room? This place is a disaster area. This room is clean as a whistle. It looks like a tornado came through here. Identifying similes and metaphors. Similes and metaphors are types of figurative language that compare two things. A simile uses the words like or as to compare. Here are some examples of similes. They are as different as night and day. He turned as white as a ghost. She sings like an angel. Remember, similes are comparisons used to describe. In the last example, the singer's voice is being compared to the voice of an angel. Do you think this means she sings well? A metaphor is a direct comparison. It is a comparison without the words like or as. Here are some examples of metaphors. He has the heart of a lion. She is the class clown. Life is a roller coaster. Metaphors are also used to compare and describe. If someone has the heart of a lion, it means he is brave, because lions are known for being brave. What if someone said he had the heart of a chicken? Would it mean the same thing? You are such a chicken is also a metaphor, but it means the opposite. Life is a roller coaster is a metaphor, comparing the events of your life to a roller coaster. Do you think this means life is exciting or boring? Roller coasters are known for being thrilling rides, so life is a roller coaster is saying life is very exciting with many ups and downs. Read the following passage and try to find the similes and metaphors. This classroom is a zoo, thought Mrs. Price as she looked at her students. She really needed the class to focus on the lesson. Everyone seemed to be worrying about something else. She noticed Adam hiding behind his chapter book. Adam was shy as a mouse and was probably hoping the book would keep others from talking to him. Betsy was sitting next to him. Betsy was not shy at all. In fact, she was loudly complaining that she was hungry. "I could eat a horse right now," Betsy exclaimed. Sam was still feeling blue. He had been sulking all morning about his forgotten homework. At least Callie was hard at work. Mrs. Price had noticed her across the room. She was such a busy bee as she worked to put the final touches on her science project. "Class, let's start our math lesson. Please put away books and projects," Mrs. Price directed. "Keep your desk clear of distraction or this new multiplication lesson will be as clear as mud." Question number 4. The classroom is a zoo. Is a blank metaphor or simile? Question number 5. Shy as a mouse is a metaphor or simile. She was a busy bee means Callie was blank, making honey, working hard, being lazy. In this lesson, you learned about figurative language and how it can be used to make writing more descriptive. Some types of figurative language, like similes and metaphors, are used to make comparisons between two things. Using a simile or metaphor in writing can make your writing more vivid and colorful. Figurative language includes words and expressions that are not meant to be taken literally. You are going to play a review game that is a drag and drop review game. You are going to take the sentence at the bottom of the screen and you are going to drag it and drop it in either the simile category or the metaphor category. For example, the horse's coat shines like a penny. Is that going to go in the simile or metaphor? Remember, like or as is a simile. Question number 7. Words and expressions with a meaning beyond the literal meaning are called blank. Word choice, figurative language, descriptions. Question 8. A simile blank should never be used in writing. Use the words like or as to compare is a direct comparison. Question 9. The night sky is a big black blanket is an example of poor word choice, a metaphor, a simile. Question 10. Which is an example of a simile? My dog is a giant teddy bear. Jessie ran sleek and quick as a fox through the obstacle course. The cat's eyes were emeralds shining in its face. Question 11. Which is not an example of figurative language? A mom says, "You are acting like wild monkeys." A swimmer says, "That practice was so long and hard." A movie is described as a trip straight to the future. Question 12. When Gavin's teacher announced there was no homework, it was music to his ears. How do you think Gavin felt? He wanted to go home and listen to music. He was happy that there was no homework. He was eager to get to his next class.